Okay, this is a good little video just to demonstrate another use of Bluebeam, which is kind of outside the sort of normal construction industry. I'm going to use Bluebeam to just help me lay out the boundary wires and the guide wires for a Husqvarna Automower. Now I've got a demonstration site which I've just taken a snapshot of from Google Maps, okay, and just paste it into Bluebeam in a blank PDF. And the first thing I'm going to do is set a scale. Now I've gone to Google Maps and I've measured this distance from this curb to this curb, which is 7 meters. So I'm now going to calibrate my image. So I press calibrate. It asks me to pick 2 points. So I pick from there to there. Okay, and I'm going to input 7 meters. Apply scale. So now my plan is scaled. I've dropped in a little image here I've just taken from Google search of the charging station. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to put my charging station in this position here, just beside the garage where there's a source of power. Okay, now because I've got this image scaled and calibrated to a particular scale that I took from Google Maps, I can now actually start drawing my perimeter wire, and it will give me my layout, and it will also give me my quantity of wire that I need. So if I go up to draw or measure with a polyline, okay, I'm going to measure using this tool here, okay, wire perimeter, and I'm going to start at my charging station, okay, and I'm going to start drawing out, so I can maybe come out 1.2 meters, which would be the reverse distance. I'll come around and I'll literally just draw all the way around the curves. Okay, now I don't have to be super accurate because, you know, this is for the length of wire, and you might just round it up to the nearest sort of 5 or 6 meters just to give you enough slack, because when you put these wires in, you do have to bed them down. Peg them down, or you might bury them, so you want to leave yourself just enough slack to actually turn corners and get them in tight. Now just going around here very quickly around the perimeter. This site has got no island, so I don't have to do an island, but if there was a tree here in the middle that I wanted to go around, I could just draw my island around like that. So if that was a tree there in the middle, I go around with my perimeter wire like that. Okay, I go all the way to my boundary. Let's say this is a little tree here, I'll go around that. Okay, just continually pressing on my left mouse button to draw the perimeter. And as you can see, as I'm going along, when I go to the lighter green area, you'll see the actual, like 278 meters now so far. So I'll keep going around, keep tracing. Again, I'm only doing this quite rough just for demonstration purposes, so I'll go around this curb as quick as I can. Okay, back around here, back around there, and I'll come back into my charging station just there. Okay, so I'll just change the properties of that wire so it's a bit cleaner and easier to read. So if we just give that a, let's make it a yellow color. I'm going to make it a bit wider. Okay, so there's my perimeter wire. Okay, now this little point here, you just measure this. Just measure that from there to there. Okay, that's a meter, which is fine because you've got to leave enough space for the lawnmower to go up and down, and you have to have your guide wire at least 300 away from the nearest perimeter wire. So I'll draw the guide wire in next. Okay, so that's the total length of the perimeter wire, 370 meters. Now if I want to put in my guide wire, let's say for example we bring our guide wire using the same tool again, the perimeter tool. So I'll come out from my charging station, okay, and I'll swoop around, and I want to bring the wire all the way down to here. Let's say, what are we at there, 54 meters. I think the maximum is about 70 meters. What does that bring you down to there? That's 71 meters. So I might just join that perimeter wire down to there. That way, at least when it brings the lawnmower down into this area, the lawnmower can get back up. When it needs to charge, it can follow this wire back up again. Okay. I actually might just draw on that a bit, maybe there, so it drops into that area there. And again, I change the color of that. I might make the perimeter wire blue. Okay. And if I want to just draw another perimeter wire, another guide wire, I just go to my tool chest, pick the last measurement that I use, and I'll go around here. And I'll get that lawnmower to go down through this passageway. And I'll get it to join the perimeter wire down here somewhere. Maybe arc it in like that. No, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to arc it the other way. So what I'll do is I'll just change that over to there. I'll bring that around there like that. And that was 60 meters for guide wire. Okay. And what I can do, then I can put a label on that, and I'll call that one G2. So I know that's my G2 guide wire. G2. And it calls it there G2, and I'll call this one G1, guide wire 1. And I have my perimeter wire as I just call it perimeter. Okay, so we've got it set up now. So there's my charging station, which is next to my power socket, my outlet from my garage. I've got my perimeter wire going all the way around the house and the garage, and I've got my guide wire coming out of my charging station, bringing my wire down to this area, and I have this area as well. Okay, and then when I want to do my setup, my areas, let's say if I call this, let's just mark that up for the crack here. If I call this area, I'm going to draw an area now, use my area tool. Now it takes a bit of playing around to get this lawnmower set up, but I've just got this roughly like this. We might just hatch that now in a colour like this, highlight that. I might call that area A, area A. Okay. And I might call this one then down here, again I just roughly trace this area just to show the hatching of the actual demarcation of the area, just so I can set up my lawnmower for the actual mowing periods in the settings. I might call this one then area B. Okay, again I'd do that different colour, and I might call this one over here now this could be useful, because if you do this first before you buy your lawnmower, it will actually tell you what sort of lawnmower you need in terms of, you know, the area of grass that you have, and you can actually then select the machine that would suit your site. So if you've got a bigger area, you need to obviously get a bigger spec machine. Okay, so there's my 3 areas, and if I just look down here, plot this thing here, let me just see. I'll just pull this across here. So I've got 1600 meters squared of grass. It's a lot of grass there. Okay. And there is my counts. Okay, my perimeter and my 2 guide wires. Okay. So then if I wanted to, obviously, now you can do this with your machine. You can send your machine out and you can measure. You can send your machine out, and then you can press stop, and you can actually set up your guide wires where you want to set your areas. But just to give you an idea of the areas involved, and I'll just measure that there again. Let's put a measurement on that 1 second here. There's my 7 meters. Okay, so that's a handy way of using Bluebeam if you were thinking about purchasing an Automower and you wanted to set it out, just help you set it out. Or if you were a contractor and installer doing these, maybe you go into a client's house and you want to see how the best way of setting it out. Take a snapshot from Google, drop it into Bluebeam, and you can actually just start measuring and drawing out and setting out the installation. Bluebeam from our website, peregrinesoftware.com, is €275 plus VAT, and the standard version will easily do all these sort of tips and tricks.